Hello, 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 everyone. You get a two for today, boy. It's just crazy times, man. I got a lot of wild stuff going on. I wanted to get on here and just talk about just the stuff, and I try and stay off X a ton, but it's just like it's almost overwhelming. If I'm being completely honest with you, it's like kind of insane what the hell's going on here. I don't know, like what's happening to our country. I don't know why more people aren't pushing back against this whole war effort. I don't know why more people aren't demanding that our government start to work for us, the people. I don't think that the government understands how difficult it is out there for a lot of people. I don't think they understand the kind of stuff that most people are going through. And I thought that I would go through kind of what the average is for a lot of people today, kind of what they're having to deal with, and then what we're spending all of our time and energy on, right? Things like this war, right? Not being able to get the fucking TSA people paid. Like, again, all the things in Congress that they're not wanting to pass, right? All the bills that would actually help Americans that they don't seem to want to help us with. They don't want to spend any money on the American people. They just want to spend it on wars. Maybe they want to spend it on poor people. They're not working on the average person, right? They'll give lots of money to the boomers. They'll make sure that, their voter base is protected with Social Security and Medicare and all that kind of stuff. And I get all that, but it sure seems to me like they're not looking out for the average American. And this is something that really pisses me off as an employer and someone who hires people and fires people and has to have the uncomfortable conversations about salaries and benefits and the things that my employees are dealing with. I hear these conversations, and it just really troubles me that I don't believe our government is working for the people anymore. I just don't think that they give a shit. And they're not responsive to the people anymore, and voting isn't doing what it used to do. And again, with the cost of living essentially getting out of control for a lot of people, everyone's struggling, and again, I hear it. I see it with my employees. I hear it from the things that they're going through. I mean, we all talk, and I don't know what to do for everyone. I pay all this money in taxes. My employees pay all this money in taxes. And it doesn't seem to me like they're getting a lot of benefits, So I want to give you guys a couple quick stories of some of the things that we're dealing with here at my business. On the sales side, stuff that I'm dealing with on the employee side. I'm always being transparent with people about what it is that we do at this business. And I want people to understand what my employees are dealing with and how our government isn't in fact helping them. And again, one of the things that we deal with here is I always tell you guys how I really try to pay my people really well. It's very important to me that we take care of all the people that work here at the Resplendent Crow, because I don't want to hire new people. Everyone says, oh, employers don't give a shit about their employees. I hear that all the time. We do. And more small businesses, there are a lot of small businesses out there that do care about their people, and we try and pay them as well as we can. And one of the things that I'm hearing, guys, that's really messed up is I got my employees, they're basically telling me that they love their salary, they're making a lot of money, but that they want to find a way to somehow hide their income so they can pay less in taxes and qualify for benefits, okay? Now, what this means is that my employees are looking for help on getting subsidies for health care. They're looking at getting subsidies for WIC. They're looking at getting subsidies for things like formula. They're looking for ways to utilize our system that we have here on the state side and on the federal side to try and help them with the cost of living. And the truth is that when I start paying my people more money, what's happening is that all their benefits are being cut off. Okay, and you guys know this. Anyone that pays healthcare understands this. If you make more than $60,000, $70,000 a year, good fucking luck getting any kind of subsidy on healthcare. And as business owners, we can't afford that whatever $25,000 a year it costs to provide healthcare to your employees. Okay, so a lot of people think that when an employer provides that healthcare, that we just pull that money out of our ass, and that the employee kicks in a little bit, the employer kicks a little bit, and easy peasy. But it's a big number, right? When you're trying to pay for healthcare for people, it's a huge number. And as a small business, we oftentimes can't compete with that. And that's one of the reasons that we pay our employees more. But again, I'm telling you guys, my employees are coming to me. They're saying, like, man, we got to find a way to pay me less because I need to be able to qualify for healthcare. And a lot of you might say, well, you just got to pay your people more. And I'm here to tell you guys that $25,000 a year to your employees is a big fucking number. And I don't think people understand just how much money that is, okay? Every dollar you pay someone is essentially, every dollar you pay someone is going to be $2,080 a year, right? So that basically means I would have to give we'd be paying everyone $50 an hour. That's what it would lead to. So again, what do? I got the employees, they're telling me to pay them less so they can get benefits from the federal government. They want to be paid under the table. I mean, I hear all this kind of stuff, and I can't do it. You know, as a guy that operates an above board business, I don't pay people under the table. I'm not doing this, you know, I don't do any of that. We have a legit business here. We've been in business for a long time, but this is the stuff that I'm hearing from my guys, and it's heartbreaking. You know, if I'm being completely honest with you, because yeah, we could probably pay a little bit more, but in the end, we got to raise our prices, right? We got to somehow offset our costs with the money that we bring in, our revenues. You know, everything's got to kind of balance out, and it's getting really tricky. You know, some of you guys are experiencing the same thing. If this is something you guys have ran into in the past, but it's yeah, I'm not quite sure how to deal with it. You know, I don't know quite what to do. You know, if I got to somehow look into like some group policies and try and figure this thing out, but it's becoming a thing. Okay. So I want to go over the cost of the average person, what they're dealing with today, because again, I don't know if people understand this kind of stuff. Here we got, what do we got for comments in here? Let's see. We got Liquid City Stream says, hi, good to see you, dude. All right. This is David Daly 173. That's the current reason why people are struggling. Yeah, I get it, David. And again, as an employer, like someone like, that's what we do on this cast, right? I'm very open and transparent about our business. I'm very open about how we operate. So this is Liquid City sent us over a gift, man. It's really nice of you, dude. I really appreciate it. I'm always very open and transparent about what it costs to run a business, what we pay people, what I make, what my revenues are, what my costs are. I talk about everything because I think more people need to understand what it takes to run a business in America, so they'll understand why it's so damn difficult, okay? So if you like that kind of content, hit the like button, add to the discussion, subscribe, all those fun things. But anyway, let's dig into some of this stuff, okay? So today, I got a 10% increase on my paint from one of my paint vendors, you know, so paint costs are starting to go up again. During COVID, I got 3 of them. Every year, we got 5 to 8% increases on our materials from pretty much everyone. During COVID, inflation just kept stacking and stacking and stacking. And here's the thing, guys, it's still stacking, right? So your government is trying to tell you now that, oh, inflation's at 2.4%, right? I'm always telling you guys that the experts are fucking idiots, right? And they'll sit there and tell you, oh, no, core inflation is this. You know, CPI inflation is that. They always have some way to get the inflation number to what it is that they want. Meanwhile, the average American sees nothing but stacking up, and it's a big fucking problem. But nobody wants to deal with it, right? No one is willing to call these people out to their face and tell them, like, hey, man, like, this isn't working. Like, you are lying to the American people, right? And then on top of that, you get your president who's like, well, hey, let's go fight a war. You know, this would be a great time to go, you know, fight a country that, you know, controls 20% of the world's oil. Whole bunch of stuff goes through this thing called the Strait of Hormuz. And, oh, my God, we had no idea that the cost of everything would go up, right? Really interesting. It doesn't seem like the president cares what we do. You know, we got the Secretary of War. He's going on fucking television saying, oh, God, we negotiate with bombs. You know, our dick's 10 feet long. You know, we're America. We're the most badass place in the world. And what he's not seeing is that the people that he's the president of, they're all struggling. You know, we're going to go talk about how awful Iran is. We're going to talk about how awful Syria is and all these other places. And the truth is, guys, is that America is slowly becoming this kind of a place. And I don't think that, again, our government is responsive to us. I don't think that our president is responsive to us. And I think these people are so out of touch, they don't know what the average person is dealing with. When you guys were looking at those TSA lines over the weekend, do you guys notice all the Congress people walking around? They don't have to participate. You know, the people that we elect to run, the people that we elected to office aren't having to live what the people that put them in office have to live through. And this is a big problem, right? The people in Congress are supposed to be passing laws and rules that work for us. They're supposed to be allocating funds that work for the American people. And I just don't know that they're doing that, you know? So I'm super frustrated with kind of what's going on. And again, when I see the cost of all my materials going up again, it's like the only thing I can do is raise costs. I get employees, you know, employees say they want to make less money. They want me to pay them under the table. They want me to pay them in any way so that their income doesn't go up. They do not want their income to go up because what it does is it cuts off all the benefits. And I see this when I work with the poor, right? When I work with people that are generationally impoverished, the minute you try and give them a decent salary, the minute you try and tell them, hey, you know, we pay 20, 25 bucks an hour, and they're just like, I gotta stay under whatever, $17 an hour so I can still get my welfare, right? So I can still get my Section 8. So I still qualify for my SNAP, okay? This is the thing that I'm seeing in the country, and this is a problem. You know, it used to be you'd want to make as much money as possible. Like, I want the value of my home to go up, right? I want the cost of everything, the value of everything that I have to go up. But the truth is that the wages that people are making aren't keeping up with the cost of it. Even if you're lucky enough to buy a fucking home, you can't keep it, because your salary isn't going to go up enough to pay for the property taxes, pay for the insurance, pay for the energy, the gas, everything it takes to run that company, that house, right? You know, you need to replace floors. Well, lumber is really fucking expensive. You know, you need to replace tile. Tile's really expensive. The cost of everything is going up so much that people can't afford to pay for it. And what they're actively looking to do is take less money so they can get more government benefits. This is not how America's supposed to work, guys. This is a crooked, kind of weird, funky situation. I don't know what you guys think about it, but let's dig into what you guys are saying. Let's go into your comments real quick, and then I'm going to go over all these stats, guys. We're going to talk about consumer debt. We're going to talk about what the average cost of homes are, what the average home buyers. We're going to talk about what kind of credit card debt people are dealing with, what the average property taxes are, the average auto insurance, healthcare, childcare, all these kind of things. And I want you guys to know this because every country that we're fighting for has all of it. Okay, so when we go over to Europe, right, we defend Europe with NATO. NATO is really just America. We pretty much pay for most of it. And again, Europe has universal health care, universal child care. Okay, so again, America's paying for all that. When we go and fight wars for a country like Israel, guess what? They have universal health care, universal child care. We are paying for all of it, guys. And as the average American citizen, we're paying for everything. We're paying for all these countries to have all the shit that our people here need. And again, I'm not one of these guys that thinks that, you know, we need to pay for the poor. Then we need to give all the taxes out to the downtrodden and the generationally impoverished, the people who didn't have dads, you know, all that. I'm not one of those people, but I'm starting to change. Like, again, as a business owner who has to fucking pay people's salaries and listen to the problems that my guys are struggling with, I think we got to do something, you know. So anyway, I appreciate you being here today. If you're feeling this way, you kind of get a little down at times about kind of where the economy is, what our government's doing, how they're acting, what they're doing to their citizens. All I can do is come up in here and talk. It's the only thing I know that it kind of helps to ease the bullshit of it all. So, okay, who this is? We got Gerard Jansen, 4122. Are you a boy or a girl? Hey, great comment, dude. All right, boo-boo. Love all the emojis. America, yeah. USA is becoming more like Russia all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been to Russia. But I know that, like so I always tell you guys, like, when I grew up, when I was, oh, God, what was I? I would have been maybe 2002, 2003. I was 21, 22 years old, bought my first house as an uneducated furniture maker, you know, no problem. You know, I had a nice, I think I drove a late 90s BMW at the time. You know, it's like I had plenty of money. It wasn't a big deal. And I get an uneducated, normal guy working a normal job. I don't think that works for a lot of people today, you know, and I don't know exactly what's going on there. I don't know if it's a federal problem, if it's a state problem, if it's a efficiency problem, if it's outsourcing. I haven't quite wrapped my head around the exact problem, but the truth is that we got major problems here, guys. And I don't think we can spend our time fighting wars in other countries, paying for Europe, you know, Europe's security, paying for Israel, you know, to be a little fucking bully over there in the Middle East. I don't think we can pay for that, guys. There's no money for it. You know, and again, we get all of our energy here, guys. I hate to tell you this. We have almost no strategic reason to be in the Middle East, right? We don't get our oil from there. This isn't 1979. We don't get all of our money from Saudi or all of our oil from Saudi Arabia anymore. So I don't know what the fuck we're doing over there. I don't know why we're spending our resources. It's costing us $2 billion a day, guys, to be over there, right? We just sent 2,500 MEU Marines over there, and then we sent another 3,000 from the 82nd Airport. So clearly, they're geared, even though they're saying they're winning this war and this war might be widening down to a hole, they're still sending troops over there. And again, boots on the ground, guys. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of where I draw the line. Like, I don't think that this war is what we think it is. And again, it sounds great. You can go over America, fuck yeah, and we're going to kick ass and take names. But if all your people at home are struggling, how does it help you? You know, are we getting cheaper oil? Because I don't fucking see cheaper oil. Do you guys see cheaper oil? Are we getting cheaper insurance are we building more houses? Are we doing anything? Are we getting some of that free child care and that free health care they get in Europe and that they get over in Israel? Are we getting any of that? Because we sure seem to send them fucking money every year. You know, Israel, they say, oh, Israel only gets $4 billion a year. Bullshit. We've been sending those guys hundreds of billions of dollars through all the wars we've done in the Middle East, okay? You think that money doesn't benefit them? It does. All the money we send over for NATO, all the military, all the trillions of dollars we spend on our military, that is NATO. So Europe doesn't have to defend itself. They don't have to have a $1 trillion budget. Even though they're as big as America, they don't have to have $1 trillion for their defense because America does it. So their people get that sweet health care and that sweet child care. And they can incentivize people. You have more kids, you pay less taxes. We think maybe we should fucking try that here in America. What do you think? How nice would it be if you were like hungry and you had 4 kids and guess what? You don't pay any taxes. 0. Because they need children. They understand that if they don't have any fucking kids, guess what? There's no country. But here in America, we don't care about that. We just import people. You guys notice that? More and more third worlders coming in here because no one wants to have kids. And truthfully, no one can afford it. That's a big problem. So Okay, more comments. So, Boo Boo, we saw your comment. USA is becoming more like Russia every day. Jesse, man, I don't know if you're right, but it's I don't know, man. Okay, Edward Misma, please. It's been going on like this for many, many moons, and it will not stop. Yeah, Ian, you're 100% right, dude. And I agree. And like I said, I don't know what else to do other than just kind of complain. And like I said, I sell furniture to rich people. I can raise my prices, and they're still going to buy. It doesn't affect them as much. We're in a K-shaped economy, and most of us are kind of down here, and not as many are up here, but they're buying everything. Like, again, the people that are on the top of the K, they're buying 50% of all the shit. Even if it's only 10% of them, they're buying 50% of everything, guys. So they're everything's catering to these people. And again, I tell you guys, like, if you want to beat inflation, you want to be able to make it in this kind of a situation, you got to pretty much pander to these people. And that's again, I don't mind. I love making furniture, but I just feel bad for a lot of other people that may not have that opportunity. So, all right, this is Nico Harris the one. Another day, another pre-recorded stream is diabolical. Okay, dude, I appreciate it. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but I appreciate it. All right, this is Liquid City Streams. Again, Liquid City, I appreciate the gift. Okay, here's one. America is also the only country that has no paid holidays. Every European country pays their employees for time off and holidays. What we are getting is scam. This is BS and Diva 3102 says hi. The users back in here. What happened this morning? So user, this morning we talked about that Leo Radvinsky, the guy that was the owner of OnlyFans, and how he died at 43 years old. And we talked about, the porn industry, and we talked about how it's screwing over women. 10 to 14% of all 18 to 24-year-old women are on or have been on OnlyFans. This guy was bringing in $8 billion a year. He was personally taking in $1 billion, and he was the largest donator to AIPAC, which is funding all of your guys' Congress people, which probably has us over in the Middle East right now fighting Israel's war. So I don't know if all that's true, but that's what I read. So that's kind of what we talked about this morning. Great conversation. We added another really high value dude who's an economist. So we got a ton of business owners, we got economists, we got Bitcoin traders, we got lots of small business owners. We got a great group of people on in the morning, So it's starting a pretty cool little room. Okay, yeah, again, I had to come into work, user. I had to come into work. I started my streams at home. The internet was all fucked up. It's been bad all day. But anyway, so you're getting 2 for today. I try to give a good quality stream, and it was tough to do this morning. So we'll give you guys one more. Okay, guys, let's go over what the average person is dealing with, because I think it's important that people know. I know you guys are hearing a lot of bullshit on the internet. I'm going to just give you guys the facts and let you kind of know what's going on. And like I said, it's getting tough for a lot of people. And again, I feel it as an employer. It's even tough for me. It's getting that way, So we'll raise prices, we'll continue to sell things, and we'll pull through. But let's listen to this, okay? So right now, there's $18 trillion in household debt right now, right? That number keeps going up every single year, right? The more money we print, the less it's worth, and the more everyone feels it by their dollars not buying as much, right? Which makes everything appear to be more expensive. And the wages aren't keeping up, guys. They're not. And again, I told you guys, my guys, they don't want to make more money. They want to make less money so they can get the benefits, right? They don't want to take less in wages. They just want me to pay them under the table and do goofy shit. They're asking me if I can, switch them over to 1099. I hear people asking me all kinds of stuff, and it's, again, we operate a legit business. I don't know what to do for these people other than maybe pay them under the table, pay them some cash under the table or something like that. Maybe that's something that I can do. But again, now you're getting into that kind of wishy-washy area with the IRS. It's I don't really want to go down that road. But what do I do? And again, it's easy to say, just pay them more money. Give them health care. What's the problem? Health care is $25,000 a year, guys. Again, most small businesses, we don't have that kind of money. We just don't. And again, when you got 9 employees, do the math. It gets really big, really fast. So. Okay, so household debt, yeah, 180 trillion. So we spent $180 billion in Ukraine. Okay, and you guys even remember when we started that war? During the kind of the COVID era. We're still paying high gas prices for that war, guys. Europe is still paying high energy prices for that war. That is still affecting our energy prices. Our energy prices could be significantly lower if that conflict would end. Honestly, if we had just let Russia take Ukraine, we'd probably be better off here in the West. If I'm being, no one wants to hear that shit, but it's honestly probably the truth. Why we're over there, we're still funding that war, guys. I don't know if you guys understand this, but again, we don't got money for healthcare. We don't got money for daycare. We don't got solutions for people that want to have families in this family, but we got all the money in the world for war. Whether we're going to Iran, we're going to go to Ukraine, maybe we'll want to, maybe want to end up with a war down in South America. We want to, give tons of money to Israel. We got money for everything but the American people, So it's kind of interesting what's going on. So other things, you guys. So the average price for gasoline, if you guys notice this, is $3.97 a gallon. So gas is literally up an entire dollar here in Missouri over the course of the last 2 months. Ever since this thing started, I think it started, was it February 28th? I don't remember the exact date. But again, gas has gone up really quick. And here's the thing, guys, we all know this. Gas always goes up super fast, but does it go down very quick? If it takes a month to go up $1.50 a gallon, you think it's going to come down that quickly? No, it'll fucking take 6 months. Hey, that's just how it goes, So we're going to be paying for this shit for a long time, whether we like it or not, and it's too bad, But the average price for oil today was trading at $102 a barrel. Okay, before this conflict in Iran started, it was trading at $65 a barrel. Do the math there. Right? Math isn't good, guys. And again, do you guys feel that going over there to Iran and kicking ass and taking names was worth it? Do you guys feel like this is a good use of our tax dollars, a good use of our resources? Because I don't. I'm one of these people. And again, I don't mind being the guy that goes over and kicks ass and takes names, but I always tell you guys all the time, you got to come here first. You got to come fuck with me before I'm going to go fuck with you. But now we don't do that. We're just as bellicose as ever, and it's just like, I'm just going to go throw my dick around and I don't know. I just think there's something wrong with it, okay? The average home right now is $410,000 a piece, right? That's the average price for a home. $410,000. Again, my first home that I bought in 2002, 2003 was $99,000, right? And I bought it as an uneducated woodworker I think I made like 15 bucks an hour. I hardly made any money because money actually went somewhere back then. We've inflated it all away, guys. The Fed has just printed money to make sure there's no recessions, to make sure there's no pain, to make sure that, the businesses that have been in business forever can continue to stay in business forever. So we got major problems. Trump ran on getting the cost of housing down, right? He was going to build more homes, okay? He's done fuck all. The states, they're not interested either because of NIMBYism, right? Again, nobody wants more houses in the back of their neighborhood, right? Everyone wants their property values to go up. Like, again, I don't want my property value to go up anymore. It doesn't make any sense because, again, the property taxes are going up faster than anything. The insurance going up faster than anything. Like, it's insane. It used to be owned a home. It was a great thing as a way to build wealth. I don't know that works anymore. So again, I don't know the president's working on anything for you and I. And again, I'm a 3-time Trump voter, and I'm over it. I'm done with this guy. I've said to you guys many times before, like, I'm voting all Democrat across the line. Whatever I can do to stop this guy, to get the people focused back on working for the people, is what I'm going to do. And again, say what you will about Joe Biden. Again, the guy's fucking disaster, but at least he did shit for the people, And again, inflation was out of control with this dude, but you got to stop Trump. He's just going to go to war with everyone. He wants to be on Mount Rushmore more than he wants to help the average person with the cost of life here in America. And again, if someone could tell me why going over to the Middle East and fighting all these conflicts and constantly, snatching leaders out of countries and threatening to take over other countries, if you guys can tell me how that helps the average American, like in a reasonable amount of time, like, I'm on board, man. But again, I know I'm a dumb furniture maker, but I just don't see it, So it's wildly frustrating. All right, let's get into more comments. Then we're going to go through more. I got more stats for you guys. Okay, appreciate everyone being here. So I'm not going to do a long cast. I might give you guys 45 minutes here, and then I'm going to go home and hang out with my wife. Okay, let's see. Are LLCs suable? Yes, LLCs are suable. What you're doing is you go after the LLC, right? You can't go after your personal assets. It's one of the reasons a lot of people get out of being a sole proprietorship and they'll move it to an LLC because the liability is limited by moving it into a limited liability corporation. They then won't come after your personal assets, right? So it's what a lot of people do. I'm not an LLC, I'm an S corp, so I'm a little bit different. There's more tax advantages to being an S corp as to an LLC. So anyway, I hope that helps. Glowro, we will give up Ukraine. Yeah, I don't know, man. And again, Glowro, I don't know if you've seen you before. Thanks for being here. Anyone that comes to these streams that I do and participates, more than once, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. Okay, this is L Witch Doctor, man. Good name, dude. Okay, I just got a reverse Prince Albert. All right, cool, man. Great comment, dude. I guess how you spend your time. You just like to go in here and throw in bullshit comments. That's weird. Isn't it kind of weird, guys, how you get these people, they like to just come in and hear you read their comment. Like, that's the highlight of their day is having somebody read some innocuous, worthless comment. So, yeah, Liquid City gets it, right? It's like kind of weird. Like, you would think you'd want to get some value out of something, but whatever, man. Good for you. You guys want to make those comments? I don't mind. It's not the end of the world. Okay, see, if you're, let's see, this is Marisa since 1776. If that's your logic, I have some firearms I need the government to give me and fund for me. Okay, well, you sound like you're one of those patriotic doomer prepper type people, maybe, and good for you, man. I'm a gun owner too, man. I got several guns. All right, let's see how rights aren't fundable. They're fundable by you. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying there, dude. Next comment, and less than during the Biden administration. Okay, well, again, all of our rights are being infringed upon, you know, and again, I think during Biden it was way worse, right? Like I talk a lot of times about that Nina Jankowicz chick that she was trying to start the Ministry of or the Department of Truth or whatever that. I mean, I talked about how again OSHA was going to come after everyone that had a business with over 25 employees if you didn't have a proof that all your employees were vaccinated. I mean, that guy was out of fucking control, you know. But again, he wasn't in control. We all know that he didn't have control of his faculties. It was the people around him, his cabinet, that were doing all this stuff, which is wild. But now Trump is in kind of the same position, except he's not eroding our rights per se. He's sending all of our soldiers and our blood and treasure over to the Middle East, and he's getting us into more conflicts that we've been in since 2003. You know, so again, it's one thing if you can afford a home, if you can have health insurance, if everyone has a decent paying job, people can buy cars, people can have families and all that kind of stuff. But none of it's affordable here. Like energy is not affordable. Houses are not affordable. The insurance is going up. The cost of everything is still going up. And they're lying to you about inflation, guys. Like I'm here to tell you, it's all bullshit. You know, I was arguing with an economist this morning about how these guys, how they calculate things like GDP and how they calculate things like core CPI, which is going to be different than your other CPI metrics. And you can't negotiate with these educated people. Like they are in the cult, right? Again, you can tell them until they're blue in the face. The cost of fucking everything is going up. Steaks are double. Cars are up 50%. Houses are up 100%, right? Insurance is up 70%. You can tell them that is the cost of everything is through the roof, and they'll still tell you that inflation is 2.4%. Again, I don't buy it, you know. And I get it's what they refuse to talk about is the cumulative effects of all the inflation. They just want to talk about today, which is you're all paying for it. Like, it doesn't fucking matter what inflation is today. Again, when the cost of everything has gone up 50 to 70%, it doesn't matter because your wages aren't going to go up that much, right? And this is the thing you can't get these people to even negotiate on, which kind of sucks. So, okay, let's see. Live to survive, 45, 58. Hell yes, his logo. All lies from the leaders. Yeah, I agree, man. Live to survive, 45, 58. 82nd Airborne deployed to Middle East. Yeah, and again, like, super scary, right? Like, again, if there was a reason for us to be there, if I thought that going over and conquering Iran was going to bring stability to the Middle East and we were going to get all that oil and the cost of our oil was going to get cut in half, if we were going to take a bunch of money, we're going to move Americans over to fucking Dubai and we're all going to get homes and shit over there, like, this is how it used to work. You used to go conquer a country or a region and you got some shit for it. You guys remember Rome? Like when Rome would go conquer whatever, Germania, right? The fucking money would come back to Rome, but it doesn't seem like the money ever comes back to Rome in our case. We just end up paying more in tax, right? We end up having to deal with inflation. The money and the benefits of all these conflicts never come back to the people. And they always tell you things like, oh, well, we fight the terrorists over there, so you don't have to fight them here. Like, again, I don't believe that terrorism is a problem. I just don't. Like, again, I'm a guy, I signed up for the military after 9/11. I don't think the terrorists are a problem. I don't fucking go outside and worry about fucking Hezbollah and Al-Qaeda, right? What I worry about is the cost of gas going up every month. I worry about fucking the cost of insurance going up every day. I worry about the cost of plywood and my paint and all the shit that my guys need. I worry about all that shit going up, okay? None of us are worried about fucking terrorism, okay? So, again, the terrorism story, a little bit played out, you know, but, you know, again, I could be completely wrong, you know, whatever. What do I know? Okay, war is ridiculous. Fucks the common man. Yeah, and again, unless you're, again, if you guys are super poor, you can't make enough money to live, guess what? You can always sign up for the mobile infantry, right? And then you can go get paid to go be a, what is it? I forget what they say in Starship Troopers. Is a citizen? Yeah, you can be a citizen, not a civilian. You can be a citizen, right? And they'll pay for your college, you know, and they'll pay for your room and board. All you got to do is pick up a rifle and head over to the Middle East, you know? Maybe that's what we want. Would you like to know more? Yeah, it's just like what the fuck are we doing in this country? I cannot figure out what our government is doing as I watch the people around me struggle to make it in this country. It's insane. Okay, I paid $102,000 for mine, and it's paid off. Man, good for you, man. User, when did you buy it? Where did you buy it? Is it in the city? Is it outside the city? Are you in the burbs? Are you in a big city? Are you in a small city? Like, that's what I did. I went and bought way outside of St. Louis. I live out on the Mississippi River. It's fucking great. I love it. But again, most people aren't going to be able to do that. I got a 3% mortgage. You know, I'm coasting. I'm good. Okay. Let's see. David Daly 173. Working for citizens, not illegals. What with everyone 8 peace deals. Again, yeah, I know. David Daly, yeah, 8 pieces. I don't know where these 8 peace deals are. Again, he claims to have ended the peace deal, or excuse me, ended the conflict between India and Pakistan. Again, my wife's Indian. Like, no fucking Indian believes this shit. But again, he'll claim it. Most people won't fact check it. They'll just believe whatever Trump says. It's really weird. Like, there's a lot of culty members. And again, I'm a lifelong Trump supporter, but what I'm seeing now, this isn't a president. This is a tyrant. This is a bully. This is someone who has ambitions beyond his years, and he doesn't care what he has to do. He's gonna bend reality into what it needs to be so he can become a wartime president and go down as a George Washington or a Theodore Roosevelt or an Abraham Lincoln. But the problem is he didn't come into a war and then fix it. He wants to create a war and then solve it. Like, it's really weird, twisted ideology this guy has. So, all right, driver 4011, agree 100%. Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Like, look at the cost of diesel, right? So I ship furniture all over America. We do about 500 pieces a year. The fucking cost of diesel, it's literally costing me, between the paint going up yesterday and the cost of diesel going up, I literally have to raise the price on my insurance by $100 every single piece. Doesn't matter, just to cover those costs for the year. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but that's what we got to do. Because, again, the cost of everything is still going up, guys. When they're telling you it's 2.4%, don't believe them. They're completely full of shit. The numbers that they always like to tease out, things like food and energy, food and energy are the only fucking things that matter. And you can't get these guys to live where the average person lives. They want to live in their fucking economist, Fed-induced bullshit leveraged economy. It's really frustrating, guys. So, okay, you sound like a liberal, not a Trump voter. I know. And so Stuart, like, if you're like me, and again, I say the same thing. Me and my wife, we like look at each other. We're like, what the fuck? We sound like liberals. Like, again, I'm the guy. I live in Illinois in a sea of Biden-Harris signs. I'm the one guy that has the Trump 2024 sign up for a year. Like, we had a party when Donald Trump was elected. We were so happy to be out of the Biden era and to not have Kamala being elected. But now what I'm seeing, guys, like, he's not doing what he ran on. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Like, and yeah, I feel like I sound like I got fucking Trump derangement syndrome, but I know I can't be the only one, guys. And I'm not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat voter. I'm as Republican as it gets. I'm a super capitalist. But I'm not for sending our people to war. I'm not for going and fighting conflicts for little tiny countries that none of my people are ever going to go see. If we're going to go to war, I better fucking get something for it. If we're going to go to war, someone better come fuck with me so that I can go destroy them and have a reason to go carpet bomb their country. But I don't see any of that. Again, when you vote for a guy to lower the cost of housing and lower the cost of energy to make it easier to afford things in this country, and he doesn't do any of it, like, everything's going up, guys, like, substantially. I think we've all been played, and I don't know how else to put it, guys. We've all been played, and I can't be the only person, Stuart. I mean, you have to kind of see some of this, right? Again, if you guys are in the stream, let me know where I'm wrong. Like, I want to hear people push back at me. Tell me where I'm wrong. Anything I'm saying, tell me why I should support Trump at this point. Because again, lifelong Trump supporter, I will do anything to stop this guy at this point because I think he's hurting everyone in this country. He doesn't give a fuck about you guys. And not that Kamala would have done much better, but she wouldn't have done any worse. Kamala Harris wouldn't have done any mass deportations, just like Trump's not, right? Kamala Harris wouldn't have shut off the third world, just like Trump hasn't. You guys think that he closed the border, he's not letting people in here? You're fucking crazy, right? Again, what do you let 600,000 Chinese in here to go to our colleges? I live, my business is right down the street from WashU. WashU is one of the largest research colleges in America, and it's all Chinese. All the businesses, all the restaurants, everything caters to the Chinese. There isn't one fucking American business there, and that's what's happening in this country, guys. The people that make the most money in this country, they're either Indians or they're Asians. They make all the money. Like, white people don't make the money, the black people don't make the money, the Hispanic people that are coming in, they don't make the money. It's all Asians and Indians. I married an Indian, which is very helpful. But again, we all struggle. Like, the culture of the country, what Trump ran on, he's not doing any of it, So anyway, Stuart, I appreciate your comment though, dude. Okay, Dave Bully, sure, nuclear engineer here. Iran having a nuke program, or let's see, as horrible for the entire world, including the Americans killed over the 47 years in Iran funding terrorism. Okay, so this says, so you're a nuclear engineer. That's cool, David. We get a lot of people in these streams. And you should come to the streams in the morning. I do them here at 6 o'clock Central Time. We get a lot of people like you in here. And it's very cool to have these kind of conversations. So you're a nuclear engineer, and you're telling me that if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, then it's going to be bad. Okay, here's my contention, and I agree with you. It would be bad. But how'd that work for out North Korea? What's North Korea been a problem, right? And then how'd that work for Libya, right? You guys, I mean, as a nuclear engineer, you probably know the history of Muammar Gaddafi giving up his nuclear ambitions and how that worked for him, right? So again, I'm not saying that one is better than the other, but you have two really recent examples of what happens when you get a nuclear weapon and when you give up a nuclear weapon. And it's very understandable for me that Iran would be like, fuck that, I'm not giving up a nuclear weapon because I know what's going to happen, right? I would be much more, I mean, from just a personal selfish standpoint, I'd be going much more Kim Jong-un than I would be Muammar Gaddafi. So again, it's cool if you believe in all the terrorism bullshit, I get it. But as far as the whole Israel, Middle East thing, again, I want those guys to fight it over there. I want America to get the fuck out. If Israel wants to go fuck with everyone over there, want to destabilize every country in that region, let them. I'm fine with it. They can bomb all those people. I don't give a shit, but I don't want our people to pay for it. And I don't want our people to have to suffer the consequences of problems for other countries. It's getting old. It's getting outdated. We don't have the money that we used to have. We're not the economic engine that we used to be. And it's very frustrating, So, but dude, I really appreciate your comment. Okay, let's see. Loose City Streams, again, send another gift, man. I really appreciate that, dude. That's very nice of you. And again, I love when you want your comment read right away. This stream probably doesn't matter, but when we get into thousands of people, I always tell people, put your super chat in there, put your super gift in there, make sure I get your stuff read right away. But I think it's not a super busy stream, so we're in good shape. Aliens of the Apocalypse 2183, it's awesome. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, all right, Blake Hunter, your message was redacted. All right, Stuart says, Trump's doing the right thing, but you don't like the way he does it. Okay, well, that's cool, man. And again, it's nice to hear a dissenting point of view because I don't know anyone that supports this war. Like, I know nobody. And yet, maybe I'm in a bubble. Again, I'm in a business owner. All I do is work all the time. So again, you think that he's doing that, man? Cool. I appreciate your point of view. And again, I like that you have an opinion and you put it out there. A lot of people just say, oh, you're fucking dumb, or you don't know what you're talking about. And then they never give any substance. So, Stuart, I really appreciate it. And again, Stuart, come into the streams. We do it at 6 o'clock in the morning most days. And again, we talk about small business. I talk about if you want to make furniture, you want to start a small business, you want to learn how to do painting, metalwork. We do all that kind of shit here. If you want to learn about importing and exporting, I do all that stuff. And anyway, it's a cool group. Okay. David Daly, 173 is not a single right is currently being suppressed. Okay. Yeah, and you're right. I get it. I agree with you, David. 8 peace deals and removals of terrorists. Okay, and again, I don't think any terrorists have been removed, but it's okay. Like, again, you think there's peace deals? Again, my wife's from India, her whole family's from India. They've told us there's nothing there. That Trump did nothing, and I'll take the wisdom of the people that have lived there forever. Then again, someone like Donald Trump who literally lies for a living and speaks in hyperbole and exaggerates everything. And I'm good at parsing out what's bullshit and what's hyperbole, but it's getting a little bit thick even for me. So. Okay, Trump 2028. All right, cool, dude. We'll see if he's able to run. If Trump can get us in a war, if he can create enough of a clusterfuck in the world, Trump could run for a third term, no problem. People would reelect a third. I mean, didn't we do that with FDR, if I'm not mistaken? So maybe that's what he'll do. Okay, let's see. Who was the economist? Your cousin? No, it was again, it was a guy named, his name was Big Juggles, so again, what his name was. But again, come into the chat in the morning, see if the guys there remember his name's Big Juggles, and you guys can come at me with all your economist stuff. I'd love to hear it, and again, you guys want to talk nuclear energy? I'd love to talk nuclear energy. I don't know much about it, but I love the conversation. Okay, David Daly says, cost of living jumped 35% during Biden. That's why it's currently expensive. During Trump, inflation has been, okay, and again, you're reading the talking points, dude. So how's everyone's cost of living doing? Let's take a poll. Maybe I should put a poll up here. Do you guys think the cost of living is better or worse than when Trump came into office? Like, again, and everyone, it's easy. Everyone likes to go, oh, it was Biden. It was Biden. Okay, at what point does it become Trump's economy? Again, Trump's the business guy. He's the economist, right? He's got all the smartest people around him. At what point does it become his economy? At what point does Trump's decisions and choices become his and not the previous administration's, right? And I said the same thing for Biden, by the way. You just got to be consistent, So I want to know. But again, great comment, dude. I appreciate it. Okay, that's because you're not actually looking at data. Okay, well, cool, David Daly. I appreciate it. I feel like that's all I do is look at data as a business owner. I'm just constantly dealing with numbers, but whatever. Okay, seriously, education is needed. All right, David Daly, I appreciate it. All right, Jackawog, 758, Spider Zip Up, looks like last season or 2 seasons ago. I don't know. I think this came from Costco. I think that's where I get most of my clothes is Costco. So, okay, Germania didn't try getting nuclear weapons. I know. And again, it's always, again, and again, if we want to go back and do the history of Iran, like we could absolutely do it. We could talk about the non-proliferation treaty, and that's how Iran actually got all of its energy. And again, they probably enriched it more than they should. When Trump basically ripped up the JCPOA, right? What happened there was that, again, now the inspectors, right, the IAEA wasn't going to be inspecting in there. Iran had no reason to let those people in. So then everyone used that as the catalyst to then go after them, saying, oh my God, they're not letting inspectors in, okay? And I get they were probably enriching uranium more than they should. I understand it. But again, I'm not going to war for it. I'm just not. And just because someone says, oh, well, they can't have a nuclear weapon. Again, I don't know that they were even going to have a nuclear weapon. I have no idea. There is zero proof that those guys were getting ready to have a nuclear weapon. And again, you guys mark my words. The only thing that matters is, will they go in and find that uranium? Okay, you guys will never hear about that uranium ever again. Okay, it'll never happen. No one's going to find that uranium. No one's going to be looking for that uranium. And that's just kind of how I see it, you know. So we'll see how it plays out, though. See, cost of gas lower than Biden at any point. Yeah, 100%. You're 100% right, dude. But again, I just asked the question: is it more expensive when Trump came into office, or more expensive now? Right? And again, everything is more expensive now than when Trump came into office. Okay, there's nothing that is cheaper. Not a fucking thing. Okay, and that is not what Trump ran on. Trump ran on the economics of supply and demand, right? You got to get more houses in there. You got to get more energy online, right? Whether that's gas, whether that's natural gas, whether that's coal, whether that's, you know, nuclear power. He ran on all that shit. He's done nothing. And you guys can say, oh, well, he's going to get a refinery going. And I agree. That's a step in the right direction. But again, when's that going to come in? 10 years from now? 7 years from now? I mean, I think it's probably going to take a while to come online. And it is a win. I'll give him that, you know. But again, not doing much else, you know. So... okay, let's see. I want to bloom it now. I know. I mean, I need to bloom. It's the end of the day. David Daly, man, you've got great comments, dude, and you've got you like to joust back and forth. That's really good. You need to come in at 6 a.m. and get on board with the discussion, man. He's got some good points. Okay, you said CGP rural PA, bought in 97, paid off in 2018. Good for you, dude. Yeah. I remember buying homes super cheap back then, but again, money doesn't go as far as it used to because, again, we decided to print money. Trump wanted, I think what did Trump print, like six trillion? I think Biden had to have printed at least 3 during COVID. And again, every presidency, every year, they print something like between 1 and 2 trillion a year. So again, you can't tell me the economy is better. Like, I'm sorry, it just isn't, you know. And again, Biden was moving in the wrong direction. Trump is just continuing Biden's direction. He's not backtracking on jack shit. And you can tell me inflation's come down. Of course it's come down, you know. But again, it's getting ready to go right back up, you know. So again, as this war continues and the energy prices continue to go up, inflation's going to hit 5%, right? And then how long till it gets up to 7%, you know? So hey, it is what it is, you know. So all right, let's see, still happening, acknowledged by the countries who the peace deals were made. Okay, well, again, David, I don't see it that way. And again, the information that I got, I don't see a lot of proof there. And again, when you have to rely on hearsay for everything, that's a major problem, you know. So again, the International Criminal Court has issued subpoenas and warrants for the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? Are you going to tell me that he's not a criminal? Okay, well, the ICC court says, oh, well, you guys probably don't acknowledge them, right? But again, we want to acknowledge the people that you're talking about when it comes to Iran having uranium. Like, I can do this all day long. Like, it's very difficult to pin down what's real and what isn't real. And it's even more of a problem with things like AI. It's becoming more and more of a problem to figure out what the fuck is going on. So, David Daly, okay, bend reality like men can be women. I know, man. I don't buy into that shit. I'm one of those people that thinks that's just insane what people want to do. But good point, David Daly. I appreciate it. Okay, 47 years, war solved. No, nothing's been solved, dude. Not a fucking thing. The entire Middle East is destabilized, dude. How's Syria doing? How is Lebanon doing? How is Yemen doing? How is Iraq doing? How is Afghanistan doing, right? How is Gaza doing? Okay, all these places are rubble. They're destabilized governments, and guess what? Ain't one of them coming back. And that's exactly how the country of Israel wants it, you know? So we're paying for it. We helped destabilize all these regions, and so I don't think it was worth it. I think we've been fed a big bag of bullshit, and I'm over it, you know. And unfortunately for a lot of people that believe in this kind of stuff, the young generation doesn't believe it. And I'm 46. Young people don't want this shit, you know. Young people want to have families. Young people want to get the cost of energy down. Young people want to be able to buy homes, buy cars, have the American dream again. Yeah, you know people aren't having kids in this country because it's too fucking expensive. Like, we got to fix all that shit. But you can't fix it when you're over in the Middle East fucking with every country over there. And again, if it would help us, I'm on board. But I have not seen one tangible benefit for the American people for the entire time we've been in the Middle East since, 2003, you know? So, okay, Jesus Dreams. Ambitions beyond his years. I like that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm thinking about, again, as I get a little bit older, like I think about who comes after me, right? I think about the people that are coming up behind me, right? I said, I've done it. I've made it in life. I'm good. I don't have it, I don't have it made. I'm not rich. But again, I found a way to get a business. I'm able to keep up with the cost of inflation, but now I got to deal with my employees' problems, right? The people that work for me, I got to deal with their problems. The younger generations that I see not be able to afford shit, I got to deal with them, right? The people that are on welfare that have been generationally poor forever, I got to figure out how to help them. Okay, this is literally what I got to do with my life. That's all I got left. And what I see is fighting these conflicts in the Middle East, zero, and I do mean zero benefit to the American people. Okay. Now, if you want to say it's great for the Middle East, it's great for our allies, okay, great. How does that help us? If all you're going to tell me is, oh, terrorists, like, oh my God, nuclear weapons in Iran, like that's all you got for me, man, that ain't good enough. I'm sorry, it just isn't, so. Okay, let's see, I'm going to rip through comments here. I know I've been running my mouth full. Okay, laugh it out, he didn't solve shit. Okay, Tanner, I'm not sure you're talking about didn't solve shit. This is Rapparate 2872 on always remember America is the greatest country in the world. God bless America. America is the greatest country that has ever existed in the civilization of man. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, but we got a lot of work to do. Okay. David Daly, BLS is the one who comes up with the inflation. It's a math equation. I know. I get it, dude. And again, everything that's in it, again, if you guys believe in the way that our monetary system works, a debt-based society, everything built on leverage, everything starting at the Fed, working its way down to the banks, then from the banks, working its down to the businesses, the big corporations that are buddies with the banks, and then finally, 6 months later, filtering down to the average person where inflation has eaten away every fucking dollar that they have in purchasing power, has eaten away every raise they get, every benefit they could possibly get from lower energy is eaten away by our debt system that we have in this country. If you don't understand that, dude, there is no way to help you. There is no way. And again, we get tons of people that come in at 6 o'clock in the morning. We all bat the Fed around. And again, the consensus is that the system that we have today is broken, right? Would America be where it is without the Fed and without our debt-based economy? No, I'm not saying that it would. But it's gone so far that, again, now no one can afford anything. Right? So again, was it worth moving this fast, not having recessions, having everything built up on leverage? Was it worth it? And I say that it's not. Okay, and that's just my opinion. So deal with it. Do with that information what you will, dude. But again, David, I appreciate your back and forth. Tanner, I guess your war is your name. I sounded like a liberal too, but I voted for Trump. All our candidates fucking suck. Yeah, and again, this is what I say. It doesn't matter who you vote for anymore. It's literally a uniparty. Right? It doesn't matter what you do. Just pay your 22.5% in income taxes. And again, fuck off when we want to go to war. If you don't support the Department of Defense, you hate the troops. If you don't support this war, you hate the troops. Everything is a binary, guys. It fucking sucks. If the IRS comes and wants to audit you, you better fucking pay up, right? You better answer all their questions. Yet, if you want to audit the Fed, if you want to audit Fort Knox, if you want to audit the Department of Defense, shut the fuck up, taxpayer. Do your job. Pay your taxes. Be a good wagee, right? It's insane. And again, you can't get people to look at anything with a clear lens. It's just colored by their hatred for somebody. It's colored by their bias. It's colored by their lack of understanding how the world really works and their lack of understanding what it's like to operate in our society on a day-to-day basis at multiple levels, right? So, okay, let's see, Joel. This is Joel. Vasquez, Joel Vasquez, 4,500. Let's see, there are no ground troops. Yeah, there are, but they're going to be. There's 5,500 of them over there right now, and it's just a matter of time. You think they're going to take Iran by just bombing it? It's never happened in the history of war. But Trump is kind of the golden child, and again, he's the most amazing president we've ever had. So I'm sure he'll be able to do it. So. Good luck. And Vasquez, I love your name. I'm a huge Aliens fan. Vasquez is one of my favorite characters in the movie Aliens, by the way. Okay, Fluid Luids 223. Who the fuck is we dumbass? Okay, not sure what you're saying there, dude. But Daily David, so your lack of education is why you feel this way. I know, that's cool. I appreciate it. I figured it out though. I made it. So again, as someone who talks about making it in this world without an education, I think I got a pretty good way to do it. But whatever, man. I appreciate the comments. Jackal Dog. All right. He reads chat like a book, responding to every sentence. I know. And this is what I do. I read the chat and I try to respond to everyone because I try and respect everyone's time. It's what I do. And again, this channel has blown up in the last 45 days. I mean, completely monetized. 150,000 views a month is what we're doing right now. 3,000 watch hours. The channel is up 300% every month. You know, so do with that information what you will. How's your channel doing there? Who is this? Who has said this? This is a Jacko Dog. Jacko Dog, let us know how your channel is. We'll come watch your chat. Oh my God, you probably don't have one. All right, Blue Moon, good choice. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. David Daly, 173. Nuclear, not nuclear. I know, I gotta sound like George W. Bush. It's okay. I'm not educated. I never graduated high school, so deal with it. David, you must be super fun at parties. I am. What would you like to know? Okay. I know. I'm sure David will absolutely tell you anything you want to know. He's got an opinion on everything, which is great. I love it. Okay. Let's see. Joel Vasquez again. Okay. From what point are you getting that we are not the economic superpower that we used to be? Okay. Well, and again, if you guys have ever followed, you guys don't come in and watch in the morning. So I'm one of these guys that actually makes an American product. I also have 2 manufacturing companies in India. Right? So I actually understand how tariffs work. Because I actually do it. I don't have an economics degree. I actually do it. When I talk about making things in America and how the American economy could work, it's because I actually do it. So when everyone says, oh my God, Americans won't do that work, I'm the guy that calls bullshit because I found a way to do it, right? When people like to say that, you know, we need the third worlders, right? Because again, our economy won't work because again, people don't do that work. I'm the guy that says bullshit. No. These people, we don't need them. We need to train our own people, right? I'm the guy that says you need to cut the third world off from manufacturing everything except materials, and we need to use the people that we have in this country, right? We need to do this to grow the wages, right? Absolutely important, right? You want to be a business owner, you want to start something, you want to make something, you got to use the people in your country, right? And I'm the guy that, as a business owner, a dumb business owner, understands how business people work, okay? So when you limit the pool of workers, guess what happens to your guys' wages? They go up because guess what? They don't have an option to bring the third world in here, do the work that you don't want to do for 17 bucks an hour. When you limit the third world making all your guys' shit so you can have cheap garbage, guess what? The business owners have to use American workers or they can automate. But guess what? When you want to automate, you got to use American workers for it, right? So it raises everyone's wages because here's the thing, guys. Here's what no one talks about business owners. Ain't no fucking business owner going to go work on the job. It ain't happening. You think people like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and Elon Musk's actually a bad example. He's actually one of the guys that actually probably would go work on the floor. But your average business owner, they work on the business, not in the business, okay? And guess what? They're not going to fucking go to work. They're going to find a way to make money with the talent and the labor and the materials that they have. That's how it works, you know? So, again, it's no one believes it, and it's just how I see it, you know? So that's, I'm that guy. Okay, let's see. But because I'm smart, you think I'm not fun at parties. Well, you could be fun, man. Okay, Tanner War. I love this dude. He's so wholesome, man. I know. Okay, slimy variant. Smartest Trump hater out there. Again, I'm a Trump voter, man, but I can't stomach what I'm seeing. All right, Funk Congress. Hello. Do you sell hardwood scraps? No, I don't. I give them away. If you come in St. Louis, you want to, I'll just give you some. I got tons. I got a big fucking dumpster full of them. Okay, let's see. I voted Trump. All right, good for you, dude. I voted Trump too. Who's this? Isbil. This is wrong. I don't know. Probably never mind. Smart person would know he said nuclear or not, whatever you thought he said. Okay, the dude said. And again, this is one of those things like people like to argue semantics because again, they got nothing to really talk about. This is those things like, oh my God, you spelled that word wrong. You didn't say that word right. You know, it's like. We could do better than that. Okay. Let's just see. David, you heard him. You didn't listen to it. Let me see where I'm at in the comments. Let me make sure I'm getting... Holy shit. I'm actually kind of far behind. All right. Let's move up in our comments real quick. Let's see. Nuclear weapons in Iran isn't good enough. Wow. That's where your education difficulty... Yeah, I don't believe that I don't believe that nuclear weapons are a problem. I just don't. Just like I don't believe that terrorism is a problem. Okay. I'm one of these guys... again, sign up to go fight terrorists, but I don't think that's a problem. Things like the Patriot Act, I think are bullshit. They need to be rescinded, but guess what? They're never going to be rescinded. Things like TSA, I think are bullshit. I'm one of these people, I'm old enough to remember what life was like before the internet, and I'm old enough to remember what life was like before 9/11. And I'm telling you guys, it was better back then. And we need to move back to that. And again, people want to come over here and fuck with America? Great. We got the greatest military. We'll go deal with it just like we did before. Patriotism will be high. The people will be all on board, and we'll go kick ass and take names. But that's not what we do anymore. So it's too bad. Okay, let's see. Blah blog 4322. Oh my God, you're so dull. Okay, cool, dude. Doug Anderson, SMP. Okay, your idea for helping those on welfare is to cut. No, it's not to cut their benefits, dude. Like Doug, I'm just stopping with your comment right away. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that says, hey, you need to train the people that are in your area. It is up to small businesses and large businesses to hire the people that are generationally impoverished, the people that are on welfare, because there's lots of them that can work. Like I've seen them, I know them, I used to hire them all the time, okay? We should have to hire these people. We should have to educate these people. But all you people, you're like, oh no, they should just all go to college, okay? The fucking college degrees aren't worth the paper they're printed on anymore. After you print 10 million of the same fucking degree, guess what? It's not worth as much anymore. And then you couple things like AI and what we're seeing with white collar workers. Again, you guys are getting fucked, right? The only real work is the work that we sent to China starting in 1994. The only real work is the work that we bring in here when we bring the third world in here to do all the work that we are apparently won't do here in America. Okay, so slow your roll, dude. I ain't that guy. I'm the guy that says, hey, you know what? You need to come take a fucking job. You want welfare? Guess what? You're going to have to work for the fucking HVAC company. HVAC company? Guess what? You're going to get a $10,000 credit for teaching this guy that's been on poverty forever that he can actually learn how to work with sheet metal. He can learn to bend metal. He can learn to calculate bend radiuses. He can learn, flow restriction. He can learn all this shit. And guess what? Then maybe he could teach his son. He can teach his daughter. He can show his kids, hey, daddy doesn't have to go fucking smoke weed and live on welfare. For daddy goes to work every day. Daddy learns some shit. Daddy is important. Okay? And then you don't cut their benefits off when they're coming up making a good wage. You cut those benefits off after they've been in the job for a long time, after they've made some real money, after they can really support themselves. Because what happens in the people that are in poverty today is the minute they get a job that pays them a decent amount of wage, they cut the fucking money off right away. And then the only safety net they've ever had in their life, the only sure thing they've ever had in their life is cut off. And suddenly, I'm their sure thing. And guess what? That's fucking scary. Okay, so Doug, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All you people that talk about, oh, we just want to cut fucking benefits, okay? You're full of shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Most of us are tired of seeing our money wasted by just giving money to the poor because we don't want to hire them. Giving money to the poor because big corporations don't want to fucking deal with them. It's easier to give them welfare, give them UBI so they stay the fuck out of society. That's what I advocate for, okay? So no, you need to help the poor. You need to help these people learn some shit. You guys don't want to help them. You just want to give them somebody else's money. You're the fucking problem, dude. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of your fucking comment. I'm tired of you people, man. You people are so, it's always, if you want to help the poor, you want to take their money away, right? If you don't want to give them just regular fucking tax dollars and welfare benefits, you hate the poor. It's not a binary, dude. There's another way to do things. But again, hard to get votes when you run on austerity. Hard to get votes when you say, you know what? The fucking poor got to work. They can have welfare, but guess what? They're going to go learn to do some shit. They're going to go learn to be a fucking, they're going to learn to do concrete work. They're going to learn to dig foundations. They're going to learn to roof houses, stripe roads. They're going to learn to build furniture. They're going to learn to sand furniture. They're going to go learn to do some shit. They're not going to get money for fucking free anymore. Ain't happening. Now, if you're really disabled and you want welfare, great. We'll pay for those people. I'm all for it. But guess what? Most people aren't that fucking disabled. I'm sorry, they're not. Okay? I don't want to go that anymore. I'm tired of you people, man. You guys are disgusting. Okay, cold ass beer. Yeah, not as cold as it should be, but all right. I agree, absolutely not worth it. Industrial Revolution was terrible for this country. Industrial Revolution was good for the country. The problem is that instead of doing the thing that made this country great, the reason we won World War II wasn't because we were the most amazing country in the world and we had the best bombs. It was because we outproduced everybody. We became the manufacturing powerhouse of the world, and then because everybody was decimated, we made shit for them too. And what they said is, you know what, you really don't want to make anything, we really want to do this debt-based leverage society, we really want to, let's just send all that work to the third world, and guess what, you're going to be an office worker, you're going to be an engineer, you're going to work on branding, you're going to be an ROI strategist, you're going to be a DEI officer, you're going to work in HR. They gave us all these bullshit jobs and outsourced all the real work to the third world, so basically the mega corporations and these big companies could keep all the fucking money for them and their shareholders and buy politicians to let you guys go to college. So that you can have the 10 million fucking business degree that's worth nothing today. I mean, toilet paper is worth more than college degrees. Look at the stats, guys. 50% of people that go to college today say it wasn't worth it, okay? And again, you and I paid for it, right? Everyone that doesn't make enough money to pay off their student loan debt, guess what? We're paying for it. The guy that never fucking finished high school, I got to pay for it, right? Is the fucking CNC router that I just bought, do I get a guarantee for that? Is the taxpayer going to pay for my fucking CNC router? No. You know, so the economy we've created, the society we've created has not been good. It has not been better since we started sending all those jobs to China and to Mexico with NAFTA and letting China in the World Trade Organization. It has not been better. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Okay, here we go, talking about nuclear crap again. Okay, again, if I belong to get power. Okay, and I'm going to answer it for you, even though I'm not a nuclear engineer. It's because all you educated fucking people, you just love safety. You're terrified of getting your hand cut off. You're terrified of loud noises. You're terrified of smelling funny smells. You're terrified of a non-nerfed world. You want to talk about everything. You want to create committees to, study nuclear power, to design the perfect nuclear power station. You want to make sure that, where we put the nuclear power station, there's no Native Americans, no gay people live there at some point. You want to make sure that we do the land impact studies. We make sure that, the heritage is respected, and then we have the perfect culturally diverse group of people, not only designing the thing, but doing the permitting, doing the planning, and then doing the building, right? You people have fucked this country over so bad with your slow, idiotic ideas. We built the Empire State Building in 1 fucking year, you goddamn idiot. We can't build a fucking bridge in Baltimore, Maryland. It's been 2 fucking years since that barge hit that bridge. They haven't even finished designing the fucking thing, okay? Like, you fucking people are literally the problem. Like, it's insane what you guys want to do to this country. You wonder why America isn't what it used to be. All you fucking people, we've been dragging you fucking people along for 25 years. All your fucking ideas, and you're great, you're masters of the universe, you're super educated. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, you people, I could only take so much of it. Okay, colored by the media. This is Slick Rick. Yeah, Slick Rick, man, good rapper. All right, David Daly, drink the beer, man. All right, got it. Let's see. Okay, guys, let's go right through. Let's see where we're at the end of the comments. Let's see if anyone wants to respond to Eric's old rant. All right, Carmine Murray, great name. Carmine Murray, 6642. You're a new guy. Basic grammar eludes some people. Yeah, I don't know, man. Okay, my grandma, Baptist preacher, refused all welfare, right or wrong. That's how it happened. Yeah, and again, my mom's the same way. My mom said she'd rather be a prostitute than take welfare. Again, that is not how we operate today. Everyone's on welfare to one degree or another. Everyone gets something from the federal government, the state governments, the city, the county. Everybody's on something. Again, I've done it. I did a cast like a week ago, asking everyone in the cast, like, what would you take less of? Not one fucking person named one thing they would take less of. You know what they did do, though? They love to blame the rich people. They love to blame the billionaires. They love to blame everybody but themselves. It's always somebody else's fault, and that's where we are today. And fine, whatever, man. It is what it is. So, all right, blah, blah, excuse me, 4322. Okay, talking to himself in his storeroom. Yeah, I know, it's, my dumb storeroom. Like, I had to get, this is like not how I make all my money, but whatever. Excuse me. See, I do home health care and am self-employed. I do it all: plumbing, electrical, masonry, electrical, tree cutting, maintenance, and I craft items to sell on reefer side. Man, that's really cool, dude. You got a lot of skills. One of the things that has really fucked over this country is when we used to manufacture things, when you actually know how to make shit, guess what? You can do a lot of things. Right? And this is one of the things that we don't do in this country anymore. So when you tell me that you do tree cutting, you do masonry, you do mechanics, you do yard maintenance, okay? This is one of the things that academics and people that are like engineers, they fucking hate these people, right? Because guess what? If you're not hyper-specialized, guess what? Your economy doesn't work nowadays. Prior to 1994, everyone could do everything. People literally prided themselves on being able to fix, repair, and make all kinds of shit. Now they're like, oh no, we got to design it. Make sure you pull up your CATIA. Make sure you spend 20 grand for your license for CATIA to fucking design car parts. Make sure you spend your $7,000 a year for SolidWorks so you can make your nautical bullshit. Make sure you get your CATIA V7, whatever the fuck they're on now, to design your airplanes. Like, again, we overdo everything in this country. It's all overpriced. It takes too fucking long. It doesn't need to take this long. And again, things like safety culture, things like, being afraid to go to work, make sure you got all your OSHA shit going on. Make sure you got all your EPA stuff going on. Make sure you're always being safe. You fucking can't do anything in this country. This is one of the reasons America is declining, right? It's bullshit. It shouldn't be this way. But again, keep sending everyone to college, guys. Make sure everyone coming out of college thinks that men can be women. Climate's the most important thing. They're terrified of little viruses. They're fucking terrified of going into a place where it smells funny, where there's loud noises, where there's profanity, there's slang, there's slurs. Oh my God, don't put us in that environment. Anything but the real world. We want to be safe like when we were in college. Sorry, dude. You guys man, you got me going, dude. I'm one of these people. I don't fuck around. In case you haven't realized. Okay, the whole generation is lost. I don't know. The generation's lost. The sad thing about the generations today is their life has been inflated away. It's really sad. I feel really bad for these people. You know, it's fucking heartbreaking. All right, let's just log off and go for it. Nah, it's okay. See, I would trust you with those trades more than myself. I'm lacking that education. And again, this is what educated people do. Educated love to say, oh my God, you let the people that do this thing, let them do it. I'll let the specialists do this. Like I've my cousin, who I don't even talk to anymore, she's a PhD, and she would, during COVID, like she had the fucking balls to tell me that it was her job to stay home and do Zoom calls, and the trash guy's job to come and take out her trash, right? It was the repairman's guy to come and fix her fucking house, you know? Everyone else was supposed to go to work while she stayed at home and collected a salary. Biggest fucking pussy-ass bitch and all you educated fucks, you're all this way. You're like, oh God, everyone should stay home. It's like, well, okay, well, let's all stay home. Let's see how that works. Oh, suddenly, you're going to learn how to fix shit right away when the fucking handyman isn't coming to take care of your car, isn't coming to take care of your home. When your fucking AC breaks and you live in Savannah, Georgia, the guy isn't showing up, even though it's COVID and everyone's not supposed to go outside. He's essential to take care of your fucking educated, salaried ass, okay? Again, I don't play fools, dude. Like, I've been there. I've done that. I ain't gonna do it. Okay, guys, let's go back to the end of the comments here. Let's go for a few more comments, and guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate everyone hanging out today. I know I'm trashing on people a lot. Again, I'm really frustrated with where the economy's at. I got through half my notes. Let me go through the last of my notes, guys, and you guys can tell me how the economy is doing. All you guys think that it's great, and we need to go spend all this money over in the Middle East and go fight terrorists and go get bombs and go do whatever your president wants you to do. Let's hear how it's going in America today, okay? All right, David, wow. So I'm complimenting a licensed trade professional, and you're insulting me again. David, you showed your stripes like long ago, so it's all good. I appreciate being here though. Okay, here we go. So the average price I was telling you guys is $410,000 to buy the average home. Okay, can the average person afford that home? No. That's why the average age for first-time home buyers is 40 years old. How do you like that, David? You like that? Do you like the fact that we can't seem to figure out how to build homes because of all the permitting, all the bullshit regulations that we have to build a fucking house in this country? My dad is a lifelong house builder. He used to build homes in 6 months. The largest manufacturer here in the state of Missouri, McBride Homes, can't build a home in under 9 months, okay? So again, we haven't gotten better at building homes. It's actually taken longer thanks to all your fucking permitting, all your safety, all your EPA, all your permitting bullshit, inspections at every level, all your protection for all the individual things that go into a home, because again, everything's got to be certified. Everything's got to be up to David's codes, right? We got to make sure that it's certified to David's engineering standards, which again, homes lasted longer at the turn of the century than they do today. But thanks, engineer. Thanks, educated guy. I appreciate it. You've done great things for this country. Okay. The average payment for a home is $3,100. How do you guys feel about that, right? I live in a fucking McMansion. My home, my mortgage payment is $3,100 a month because I got a 3% mortgage, okay? My house overlooks the Mississippi River, panoramic views, okay? The average person cannot buy that today. They can't buy fucking half that house today, okay? That's not cool. I'm not okay with that. Build more fucking houses. But no, we don't want to do that, okay? The average person has $6,500 in credit card debt. Is that sustainable, right? You're seeing grocery stores are taking things like Klarna and Affirm, right? You can go to the fucking gas station and make multiple payments, okay? That means that everybody's wages have been eroded by inflation. This debt leverage-based economy that we live in today, again, the banks are fucking doing all this shit. The Fed is doing all this shit by stringing this stuff along. Instead of having a recession, whatever, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, a recession during COVID, right, when it was apparently too dangerous to work, right? Instead of doing that, getting rid of all the tinder that's left in the economy and building the economy back on a stronger foundation, we just keep doing this to everyone. And this is why no one can afford anything, okay? Credit card debt is at an all-time high, right? Credit card debt's all-time high, $1.28 trillion, right? Student loan debts, $1.7 trillion, okay? All the debt just keeps stacking. Nobody wants to pay the debt off, okay? We've got average credit card rate today is 20%. You guys, how's that 10% credit card rate that Trump was talking about? Did you guys get that yet? I didn't see it on mine. Maybe you guys got it, you know? Where's those Doge rebates, right? Where's the Where's the rebates on the tariff? Okay, me as an importer, I'm going to get a rebate. I'm supposed to get it in about 6 months. I don't know if you guys are going to get anything. All the costs that all the businesses raised for all your shit. You think when the tariffs come down and those guys get their rebate checks, that the businesses are going to lower the cost and all that shit? No, they're going to pocket all that money. So again, thanks, Donald Trump. I love it. Okay, home insurance. The average person pays $2,900 a year for homeowners insurance. Seems a little bit expensive to me. Okay, the average person is paying $1,700 a month for auto insurance. That seems a little bit whack. I don't know what you guys think about that. The average person is paying $25,000 for childcare for 2 kids. That's 1 infant and 1 3 or 4 year old. Okay, does that seem like a good number to you? Seems a little bit high to me, right? I seem to remember paying something like $200 a week, I think is what I used to pay. And again, I don't think that's the same. But again, Europe, free childcare. Israel, free childcare. But you guys can't get it here in America. What do you think about that? You got a good, is this a good system we got going on here? All right, and again, I don't think that we should even pay for fucking childcare, and I don't think we should pay for healthcare. But again, if we're going to pay for the defense of all the countries that get that thing, I think we should get it first. Okay, but that's just me. $27,000 is the average cost for a family of 4 to have healthcare in this country. And again, Europe pays for it. Israel pays for it for their people. We pay for all their defense. Does that seem like a good deal to you guys? We can't get that shit here in America? I think that's kind of fucked up. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is the last stat, my favorite stat, okay? We're paying $2 billion a day for war. Okay, that's what we're paying to be over in a country, or excuse me, in a region that doesn't help America in any way, shape, or form anymore. Okay, now you can say these are our allies. I agree. Tell me, usually when you have a friend, you have an ally, usually that ally helps you in some way or shape or form. So if you guys want to talk about, we'll start off with the elephant in the room, Israel, okay? Again, we get nothing. And everyone says, oh, well, we get, they kill the terrorists, so we don't have to. Okay, again, I don't fucking, where's the bodies? I don't see anything. What, do you mean all the terrorists in Gaza? Right, what do you mean all the terrorists in Syria? What about the ones in Lebanon? Is that where all the terrorists are? Because I don't think that's, I call bullshit. Right, again, we send you billions, I mean hundreds of billions of dollars. What the fuck have you given us? What, you guys got diamonds and fucking, you got pharmaceuticals. That's it. Like, what could we possibly, there's no reason to be friends with you. There's no benefit. What, you're the only democracy? You're a fucking terrorist organization. Like, all you guys do is fucking kill people. And we back you. That's the scariest thing. Again, give me some health care. Give me some child care for my people, the guys that work for me, my citizens, and hey, maybe we'll work something out with you guys. But again, I don't think it's fair. I don't know what the benefit is. I don't understand it. At least Saudi Arabia, at least we get some fucking oil from them, right? We get 6% of our imported oil comes from Saudi Arabia. Like, there's something. I'll take that. What do we get from Qatar? Nothing. What do we get from UAE? Nothing. These guys are only friends with us because they want to become the tourist destination of the Middle East. They want, instead of Americans going to Cabo and Americans going down to Puerto Vallarta, they want us to go to Riyadh, and they want us to go to Abu Dhabi. And that's something. But again, nobody wants to go to fucking Israel. No one goes to Israel. The only people that go to Israel that are American citizens are our Congress people. You guys notice that? It's the #1 destination for our Congress members. Seems kind of weird to me. They can't seem to get health care or child care for us. But again, the #1 place that all of our Congress people go has all that shit. The #1 recipient of foreign aid from this country has all that shit. We can't get it here. Okay, I don't think this system works. Okay, I don't think that our government is working for us. And that's just how I see it, guys. I think a lot of ranting tonight, a lot of pushing back on people, but that's what I do. I do the back and forth thing with you guys. I'm not here just to pander to you guys. I tell you guys what it's really like to run a business. As again, a guy who never graduated high school, found a way to get really good at making furniture, turn it into a business. So do with that information what you guys will. Last couple comments, then I'm out of here. Carmine Murray, 6624. Buy 1 acre and build a tiny house in it. Don't pay rent. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. But again, you got to pay property taxes. So make sure you pay those property taxes. Otherwise, the government will come get it for you. And again, you can pass it down to your kids, but if they don't pay their property taxes, the government will take it. The government will always take your shit unless you pay the money for it, right? That's just kind of how it goes. Okay, let's see. Carmine Murray, 6624. Put the money in the bank. Terrible times. We just get lies. I agree, dude. This is Eddie Vada, 4882. So who's this? This is also Master 20. Trump is the greatest president America's ever had. Cry harder, buddy. Okay, that's cool. And again, I love. You guys think that he's great? I'm all for it, man. Again, I voted for the guy 3 times. I'm wildly disappointed with what I'm seeing. Super frustrating. But again, let me know why you like Trump. Why is he such a great president? So it's very important that people put that in there because again, I'm all for it, man. Good. I appreciate your comment. Okay, we pay for tariffs. if we import everything and the tariffs are affected by import. We pay for tariffs if we import everything. We pay for tariffs if we import everything, and the tariffs are affected by import. Okay, Anarchy Chief 21, I'll come back to this. I'm actually an importer, so I can tell you how importing really works, because I don't know that you understand how it works. Okay, Esmerald Huffington. Okay, great name. I just need some wood runner in my life. Appreciate the comment. Best comment of the day. Terrible Time says, I voted for him 25 times myself. All right, good dude. Okay, so guys, here's how tariffs really work. Okay, and again, you guys can watch Fox News. You can listen to the guys that went to the Wharton School of Business. You can listen to all the quote-unquote economists, the experts, all the people that know about how tariffs affect the economy. I actually have 2 companies in India, right? What do you think happens when that stuff comes in here? Like, what do I got to do on that? Do I pay that tariff? Of course I pay that tariff. Right? Of course I pay the tariff. Do I pass that cost on to my consumer? Maybe a little bit, but guess what? Here's how it really works. So when I want to buy something from one of my manufacturers in India, right? So say I buy 1,000 pieces, right? And I say, let's back up. Let's say I buy 10,000 pieces a year, which I buy a lot more than that, but I buy 10,000 pieces a year. These are good, easy numbers to work with, right? So I have to obviously sell a product here in America, right? I then have to use that money that I get in revenue from the tariff product that I bring in from India to then pay my employees, okay? So there's that equation, okay? Here's the thing that no one talks about. So does the guy that makes the shit in India, okay? He has to pay his guys too. Now, what you guys have to understand about how tariffs really work, and again, I don't hear anybody, Donald Trump talked about this, and no one seems to really understand what he was saying, was that every business in India, every business in China, every business in Europe, every business in Singapore, South America, Africa, Canada, they all want to sell into America. They don't give a fuck about any place else, because the American consumer pays 30 to 50% more for everything that they buy, and they buy more of it than any other country on the face of it. We are the consumer nation. We have the #1 market for consumer goods that has ever existed in humanity, right? It's wild how much money we have to buy shit here in America. Now, I tell the guy in India, hey, dude, like, we got this tariff coming in. He knows what the tariff is, right? So say the tariff is 25%, which is what it was. I say, look, dude, I'm buying 10,000 pieces from you last year, all right? We got this tariff coming in here. I'm going to have to raise my prices 25%. I don't, by the way. But if it's going to be 25%, I say, look, dude, you're going to have to eat some of this stuff, right? And you can say, oh, I'm not going to pay any of that, right? You know how many fucking manufacturers there are in India? You think we got a lot of manufacturers and businesses here in America? Doesn't hold a candle to what they have in India, okay? They got 1.3 billion people. Trust me, finding other people to make hardware, super easy. So that guy's going to negotiate with me. So we're at 25%. He's going to eat 5, maybe as much as 10% of that, because again, I'm not going to buy the shit from him. I'm not going to buy as much. I'm going to look for somebody to help me out, okay? He's got employees. He's got mouths to feed. He's got to pay for education. He's got to pay for shit too, okay? So he's going to eat some of that, 100%, okay? And again, not enough people talk about it. They just say, oh, God, the American consumer just eats it all, okay? So he's eating 5 to 10%, okay? Now, the people that handle, that facilitate the inspection, that facilitate the delivery, it's a completely different set of people. Guess what? They're getting 10% from me to do the quality inspection, okay? Guess what? They're going to eat a little bit too. They might eat 1%. Right? They've probably got the most leverage out of anyone, but guess what? They want to keep inspecting hardware. They're going to eat a little bit, okay? Then it finally makes it in here. Well, guess what? The people that actually transport the shit, guess what? They want to keep shipping shit in from India too, so they're going to eat a little bit as well. Everybody along the supply chain is going to eat 1%, 5%, 3%, right? So by the time it gets here to America, if there's a 25% tariff, I might get 15% of it. I might get 20% of it. I might get 10% of it. It just kind of depends on what everyone can do in the supply chain.